Bulletcast for life.
Get up, this is a revolution. This is our time to rise. Look deep within your mind, look deep into the hate in my eyes.
Ladies and gentlemen, you know the name, you know the voice, you know exactly why I'm here. Just in case if you don't, I'm a 23-year-old piece of gold, the messiah of the microphone, the greatest sports and recreational podcaster in the world today, the Podfather. And yes, I am still your reigning, defending Bulletcast champion, just like Kyle O'Reilly, Bobby Fish, Roddy Strong, and Adam Cole, baby. A guy who had a hell of a week. This title reign is still undisputed. Of course, he's on the line. He's my tag team partner. Jimmy to my J, Tully to my R, and Stevie Ray to my Booker T. First ever Bulletcast champion, creator of Curveballs and Chair Shots, creator and host of the award-winning Under the Radar, BT, the Canadian Destroyer, Brandon Tan Guma. BT, how you doing today, buddy?
You know, I'm doing just fine. It's Thursday, like always. Got the Raider game later on today, so hopefully it's a fantastic day.
Hopefully it is, man. You know, my coaching priorities have started up again. The Podfather's a little sore, ladies and gentlemen. I'm taking bumps with the kids, but it's all for a good cause. It's all for a good cause. But we got to move on. We got to talk about SmackDown, NXT, the week that was in pro wrestling. A lot of big stuff has happened. So Friday night, I'm sitting at home and I'm like, SmackDown's on. You know, I'll just watch it later. And you know, I get on social media and I see something about NXT. I'm like, oh my God, did somebody get called up? And what do I see? We get Adam Cole versus Daniel Bryan. We get Shayna Baszler taking out Sasha and Bayley. We get Keith Lee and Matt Riddle destroying Sami Zayn. Like, Brandon, what were your overall thoughts of this past SmackDown on Fox?
Well, overall, I thought it was a good show. There was, ups and downs. There was good debuts, but this can't happen all the time. It's a one-time thing, special circumstances. Everybody was maybe held hostage overseas. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But, I enjoyed it, but I also have issues with it because it's the whole Survivor Series thing, and, it's all about brand supremacy, and we're all about the brand, even though 11 months out of the year, no one cares about the brand. They're just worried about themselves. And Triple H, as always, is wearing like 20,000 different hats. And this time he's Big Papa Triple H from NXT. And he's the leader. And yeah, so I had some issues with it. But overall, it was a good show, especially that main event with Adam Cole and Daniel Bryan.
Well, we're going to get into all that. So we're going to talk first off. Brock Lesnar quits Friday Night SmackDown. I was thinking like, oh my God, him and Ray are going to go at it. How are they going to do this? And it was just simple. Paul Heyman said Brock Lesnar quit SmackDown because he can do whatever the hell Brock Lesnar wants. Why? Because he's Brock Lesnar. So we quit SmackDown and we're like, oh my God, what's going to happen? Raw now gets a World Heavyweight Champion and then SmackDown has the Universal title because, we have The Fiend on SmackDown. Is the title going to become blue? Don't really know. People have been speculating that. But Brandon, Brock just quit SmackDown, man. He got some pretty big balls.
Yes, Brock Lesnar has some pretty big balls, as you would say. This promo, apparently, nobody, the NXT people weren't even at the arena yet, so they were just kind of there to fill some time. They did a good job at that. As you said, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense of why Brock Lesnar would just up and quit because, they just did the draft and they're just kind of blowing everything up of, people already moving from one brand to another. Because if you think about it, like they said that Raw superstars are contracted to USA Network, but shouldn't that mean that NXT wrestlers are contracted to the USA Network, but then they just showed up on Fox? And see, there's a whole lot of stuff that if you actually start to think about it, doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But the promo was good, and I did have some questions coming out of it, but I think they did clean it up a little bit on the promo on Raw.
Absolutely. There are some things you could question, but then again, I've been believing my whole life that Mark Calloway is a dead man, so, it's whatever. But, we're going to talk about some Raw and Lesnar when we get to the Raw segment. Oh my God! Adam Cole successfully retained the NXT Championship in the middle of the ring against Daniel Bryan. Legitimately. not what WWE tells you, but this is legitimately the first time these guys have ever faced off against each other. And it wasn't just Adam Cole versus Daniel Bryan. Like, this was Adam Cole, the young upstart, going up against Bryan Danielson. It was these two guys who were at the top of Ring of Honor at different eras in the company's history. Two Ring of Honor guys on the biggest stage that you can possibly be on primetime TV on a Friday night, going at it for a title that actually means something. Damn, this was good. Damn, this was good.
Thank God Daniel Bryan has some morals, so he didn't go over to Saudi Arabia, so he was available, as well as 95% of the entire women's roster. So thank God for Daniel Bryan. This match was fantastic. I was surprised that they actually gave us a straight-up finish, especially after what happened on Raw. It was made even more shocking that they just put over Adam Cole. He wins. It puts the brand over it in front of that larger Fox audience. Very, very good. And they, had a depleted roster, so they had to go however long it was, 20 minutes or whatever. They definitely filled the time well.
Yeah, man. So look, with SmackDown, we've said, oh, it's going to become kind of the more casual entertainment show now because it's on Fox Friday nights. This made me feel like, oh no, this is still going to be the wrestling show, and it was a damn good wrestling match. Roddy Strong, the North American champion of NXT, was accompanying Adam to the ring. He's like, no, I got this one. But how the whole match was set up, ladies and gentlemen, Triple H was backstage with Shawn Michaels. Shawn's always wearing his NXT hat, and Daniel and Triple H had a face-off, and it was like, oh my God, WrestleMania 30 feels all over again. And then Daniel wanted a match, and then Shawn starts taking off his jacket, and they're teasing the bag, of course, and Shawn puts his jacket back on. Then Adam Cole walks into frame, and you're like, oh good God, this is going to be fantastic, which it absolutely was. And shout out to Daniel. Brandon, do you think he could be a contender for Wrestler of 2019? I mean, look what he's done. The story with Kofi, put over Ali, put over Buddy Murphy, put over Adam Cole. Is there a possibility, man?
No, there's only one person that I feel is a 2019 Wrestler of the Year, and that's Will Ospreay. And no one can question me about that.
What?
But apparently, when I think of whoever I think is the Wrestler of the Year, you go the opposite way. Just like, Okada definitely should have been Wrestler of the Year, but then you and...
That's what they voted on! It wasn't me!
The people are wrong.
Okay. Yo, I mean, look, the Bullet Cast Awards are coming back next month. We'll find out. Maybe Ospreay, maybe he takes it home. We don't know. We'll find out. We're going to talk about Will Ospreay later on in the show also. But yeah, we're going to move on. So the WWE SmackDown Women's Championship, Bayley successfully retained against Nikki Cross. And then after the match, Shayna Baszler comes out and just looks like a total badass. Attacks Nikki, attacks Sasha, attacks Bayley. And I'm like, oh my goodness. This is dope. This is fuego.
I thought Shayna Baszler did come across well. She came across as a badass. She was just laying everybody out. But why is the badass, the pseudo-leader of the Four Horsewomen, showing up on SmackDown to show brand supremacy for NXT? She shouldn't care about NXT. And this is why this whole Survivor Series gimmick is stupid.
I mean, you should care about your brand that you're on. You should want to feel like you're the best, and really in the last couple years, NXT has been the best wrestling on the planet. It's just a fact. Plus, she's an NXT Women's Champion. I know she has this, demeanor that, oh, I don't care about anybody, but look, when you're a champion, you care about that title. You care about what you got. You're not like Naito just throwing your championship and disrespecting it. Nah, man. You earn that. It's a rite of passage. It's more than just a prop. It's all right. The company got faith in me. I'm going to run with it. I'm going to show you that I can do this job better than anybody in this division, and I'm going to represent my division to the best of my ability. That's all it is.
I guess, but if it was just her showing up by herself, that'd be fine. It's like, okay, I'm the best. I'm going to show you all that I'm the best. But no, she shows up in the NXT caravan with Big Papa Triple H driving it.
Hey, man, maybe she didn't feel like driving. That's why Papa Trip said, come along for the ride. Let them know. On primetime TV on a Friday night, let them know who's the top dog of all the women's champions in WWE. That's just how I feel. maybe somehow NXT UK is going to get worked into this. Then it'll be Raw versus SmackDown versus NXT UK. Then we get it all mixed up.
Great fatal four-way matches for everybody.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of all these triple threats. I know Brandon hates the triple threat match. He absolutely despises it. Triple threats and fatal four ways and all that other. I know he hates them, but there are some triple threats that are very good. I'm not gonna name them, but we're gonna get into Raw, and I'm gonna explain why I don't want to see the Women's Championships triple threat.
Me too. I don't think it. We can talk about it later.
We can talk about it later. So after that, there was Miz TV, and Miz interviews himself, and the Blackheart of NXT, Tommaso Ciampa, who had one of the best lines I've heard in a while on a recent episode of NXT. He said, "Goldie, you're gonna have to wait, cause Daddy's going to war." Oh my God, that was great. That was awesome. But anyway, Tommaso Ciampa defeats Mike Mizanin. What are your thoughts?
It was okay. The match was fine. I mean, Miz is a fine wrestler. Tommaso Ciampa's fantastic. But, I mean, I didn't think it really did Ciampa any good. He just kind of just showed up, had an okay match with The Miz, and left. It wasn't like a star-making performance, I would have said, for Tommaso Ciampa.
Yeah, and another thing. When he showed up on Raw and SmackDown like earlier this year, all those months ago watered this down for me. I'm like, hey, it's Tommaso Ciampa, but I saw him on SmackDown like 6 months ago. Just watered it down for me, man.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that probably plays into it, but definitely Adam Cole and Shayna Baszler were like the two top dogs, and Tommaso Ciampa he's a main event player in NXT, and then yet he's going 50-50 with The Miz, who's like the quintessential mid-carder in WWE.
Tommaso just came back from that neck surgery. He's not going full force. He's giving you a little taste he saved it all for when he gets his opportunity to get Goldie back. That's how I look at it.
We shall wait and see.
Bianca Belair just military pressing Carmella and throwing her over those road cases. Hot fire. What I wanted her to do was like whip somebody and give them a lash on their stomach like she did Shayna Baszler that one takeover. Yeah.
Sure.
What'd you think of Bianca Belair just wrecking havoc also?
I love Bianca Belair. I thought she came across well. Carmella just over there like taking a nap up against the road cases wasn't the best selling in the world, but she got tossed over the crates for good measure. So it put over Bianca Belair strong, made her look like a badass. And then Rhea Ripley and Tegan Nox came out. I guess they're War Games partners, but I would assume if you're going to put Tegan Nox out there, you put Dakota Kai with her. But Rhea Ripley is kind of the hot up and coming woman right now, so I guess it makes sense.
Yes, Rhea Ripley, very hot, up and coming, all that good stuff. Yeah, Rhea Ripley, who I'm a big fan of, I love her. I think she needs to be the heater for somebody, like how China was for Michaels and Hunter back in the day. She needs to be that for a couple guys. I think that'd be really dope. Her and Tegan Nox defeat Fire and Desire, a.k.a. Mandy Rose, and Sonya Deville, a.k.a. Daddy. Yep.
So we had two daddies on the show today.
Ciampa's daddy on NXT. Or actually, but Papa Trip, that's really convoluted, isn't it? I don't know.
A lot of daddies on SmackDown.
Ladies and gentlemen, let us know who has the right to be called daddy. Triple H, Tommaso Ciampa, or Sonya Deville. What'd you think of the... Oh my God, Renee Young got kicked in the face, man. She took that boot to the face like a champ.
Yeah, poor Renee Young got kicked right in the face, got a little bloody nose, no-sold it, but she's one tough cookie. She might be from Canada, but those Canadians are a little stupid tough, so I'll give her that.
We are tough. Thank you. We appreciate you. All right, Keith Lee, Bask in His Glory. His theme song is amazing. I love it. You just kind of bask in his glory. You just kind of sing along with it. He and Matt Riddle, bro, they go on and attack Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn's talking trash about NXT, even though he was the NXT champion at one point in time. and he and Keith Lee and Matt will have a little funny exchange backstage, and then he's just running, and then they catch him and they assault him in the ring, and yeah.
Yeah, nothing really much to it. The annoying heel was annoying and heelish, and he got a little comeuppance.
Comeuppance was got. He did get the comeuppance. And their viewership, they did about like 2 million or a little over 2 million on this episode of SmackDown. So NXT saves the day, man.
It was a bounce. Obviously, it was a bounce back from last week's debacle with the World Series. But this week, it was like a little bit. It was like a tick lower, I think, than what it was 2 weeks ago. So, still not good because you would think that maybe. I mean, it could work two ways. It could be people were intrigued to see what was going to happen because people knew about what was going on in Saudi Arabia. But then people tune in and they see a bunch of people they don't know and they just tune out. So. Could work either way, so I think next week is definitely going to be, the barometer going forward. But then it's holiday season, then Thanksgiving comes around, then it's Christmas, and then WWE has even more excuses. So I think they're going to use this next month and a half or whatever to say, like, look, Fox, it's a tough stretch right now, but once we get to WrestleMania season or Rumble season, then that's when we're going to get the ratings up.
Was I like the only person that didn't really know about the Saudi thing until like after SmackDown? I guess I just was not paying attention to social media at all.
Yeah, that's okay, Philip. On my latest episode of Curveballs and Chair Shots, I broke the news to Dominic, and he had no idea what the hell was going on. So you're not the only one.
Yes. Dominic, I know you don't listen to the show because we have beef or whatever, I don't know. But, man, if you ever want to come on the BC, you're more than welcome. And two, what's wrong with the World Series? It ended, right? The Astros won, am I correct? Yes? No? Brandon, did the Astros win? No?
They did not win, Philip.
They didn't? Oh. Who won the World Series?
The other team.
Who was the other team?
The Washington Nationals.
Really? Wow. Well, shout out Washington. Congratulations, guys. I'm sure you're going to get one of those WWE belts with your side plates. All right, we're going to talk about outside of the ring, Vince McMahon versus the Saudi Prince. So, the reports have been running wild, brother, like Hogan in '89 with a bad tanner. So, reports have been circling around all the dirt sheets, and the king of dirt sheets, Big Dave, reporting all this. Apparently, Vince McMahon was not paid for the last couple Saudi shows, so he pulled the broadcast from some local station in Saudi Arabia, and then as a retaliation, the Saudi Prince purposely had the performers that performed at Crown Jewel held back, and Vince McMahon abandoned his team, his employees. Ladies and gentlemen, let me break this down. I've heard everybody talk about this so far. Look, Vince McMahon has done the same thing that he's always done for the last 40 plus years. After his show, makes sure all his talent is okay, gets on his jet, heads to the next town, heads to the headquarters. He's a busy man. He doesn't sleep. He works 24/7. All right? People think he just abandoned everybody. No, that's not the case, guys. And Hogan, Flair, and Hart got out of there because Brock. He has his own private jet. When you're Brock Lesnar, you can do big ball things. So he has his private jet. Got those guys out of there. Now, were there mechanical issues? Yes, I'm sure there were. I'm not a pilot. I don't know the extent of what happens with mechanical issues, but people had to get back on the tarmac, get off the plane. They were waiting for 7 hours. Listen to After the Bell with Corey Graves. He gets in depth with this because he was there, and and there was another charter for like 20 people. Call them the 20 most important guys in the company. No, they were the people who needed to be at SmackDown for advertised matches. There was a charter for them, and they landed like right when Cole and Bryan the match started on Friday. So everybody got home safe. As you can see from Raw and people's on social media, so everybody got home safe or whatever. And yeah, man, I would hope that the Saudi government wouldn't hold these guys back. I mean, I know they're corrupt as hell, but they're spewing out all this money for this company. I don't think they're dumb enough to at least do that. Brandon, give me all your thoughts on this.
Well, I have a lot of thoughts on it, and they pretty much all disagree with you. because I'm pretty sure that I mean, I don't know exactly what happened because obviously I wasn't there, but I have a hard time believing that there was mechanical issues on that plane, and all the wrestlers were on the plane for however long it was, like 6 hours. Nobody was telling them anything, and then they just are told to stay in your hotel, which I understand. Stay in the hotel so in case something happens, we can all gather you up. But I mean, all those wrestlers and like the tweets and everything that was coming out of it, it didn't seem like it was, they've been on delayed flights and they've had issues on their planes before, but I think they felt as though this was a different situation than normal. Now, Vince leaving early, that might as well, I mean, that probably is the case, that he always leaves early. He's, once the show's over and his time is done, he just leaves. But I mean, he could have left, during this blow up and not knowing that anything was going to happen. So, yes, he probably left the troops behind, but he probably didn't do it maliciously. I don't think Vince, I mean, Vince could have done that, but I don't think he would have done that. So I think something probably did happen. And if it's true that the Saudi Arabia feed got cut, that could be a possible reason for why the Saudi Arabia government was mad. And I mean, if they knew that Vince was, well, I don't really know what Vince could have done because they're in Saudi Arabia and Saudi Arabia holds all the cards in Saudi Arabia. So if you're thinking that they're too stupid to, I don't think they're going to kill them all. I don't think they're that dumb. But they were dumb enough to think they could kill a journalist without anybody noticing.
Yeah, that always does come back around, and that one argument always does take the cake. But yeah, man, it's just everybody's back home safe. A lot of people were complaining. Corey Graves was out there. Randy Orton could complain because he's kind of earned the right to. He's been there for the past 15 plus years. He was just chill with it or whatever. And I don't know, man. I haven't really gone back and looked at the tweets. I've seen the ones that have really popped up a lot, but I don't know, man. And plus, WWE extends their partnership with Saudi Arabia until 2027, which I kind of gagged at, and I kind of threw up a little bit. But yeah, I don't know. I thought after this oh my god, what am I trying to say? Kerfuffle. I thought, okay, this is going to be the end of these Saudi shows. I'm like, all right, for show. And no, man, they got a lot more of that blood money, baby. Yeah.
Well, I think this was also kind of a way of Vince and them saying, like, look, nothing happened. We're fine. Look, we have a deal going all the way through 2027. So obviously nothing happened, and it was just mechanical issues. And also on SmackDown, they didn't exactly tell us what was going on. They said, like, plane issues or something, but they didn't, like, specifically tell us or, like, reaffirm that, something happened, but they didn't give us any details, which was another kind of reason for why I'm thinking something's up here.
I mean, let's wait a couple weeks and let's see if anything else from this story actually develops. Alright, we're going to move on. WWE has some new signings. I mean, the biggest one is Scarlett Bordeaux, the Smoke Show from Impact Wrestling. Former Rage television champion, she is with WWE. Brandon and I had the pleasure of meeting her in Vegas for Double or Nothing weekend at StarCast. Lovely person. She has been signed along with Shotzi Blackheart, Bay Area wrestler. I love Shotzi. Congratulations. I'm so incredibly happy for her. Indy Hartwell, she's 22 years old from Australia. And then we have referee Stephen Smith, who was granted... he used to wrestle for OVW, or worked in Evolve. So, congratulations to all these people, man. Congratulations. I'm happy for you guys.
I mean, it's a small group of signings, but an impactful group of signings, one might say. I mean, Shotzi and Scarlett, I'm familiar with their work, so I think they're going to be a good addition. We've talked about the Smoke Show in the past of what kind of fit she could be in WWE. I think she will be a toned-down version of the Smoke Show, but I think she can still be effective.
Absolutely. I'm excited to see what everybody else is going to be doing. And then, yes, Randy Orton signs another deal with WWE. He's been teasing that elite card very, very hard. But no, the three most dangerous letters in sports entertainment, RKO, just re-signed with the three most dominant letters in sports entertainment, WWE. Looking forward to pissing off with $2 signs for S's. the WWE Universe for at least 5 more years. Shout out Randy Orton. Shout out. The Viper stays, man. You excited, Brandon? You excited?
I'm so excited. I just can't hide it. I mean, I'm a big fan of Randy Orton.
Should be. 13-time World Heavyweight Champion. Legend. Legend killer. Now turned to legend. You should be excited, goddammit. Alright. And then Seth Rollins takes shot at Dave Meltzer. I guess Seth was on another one of his Twitter binges or whatever. And lastly, Dave Meltzer, you're at best a purveyor of misinformation, or at worst, an outright vindictive liar. I hope it's the former. Rahahaha. Seth, going at it on Twitter with people again, man. I like that Seth Rollins. I wish I'd see that Seth Rollins on WWE TV, don't you?
Well, Philip, do you even know what he was talking about?
Honestly, I don't. Anytime he's taking shots at Meltzer, I'm okay with it. Anybody who takes shots at Big Dave, I'm okay with it.
Well, Big Dave reported that there was a speech or a meeting on Monday that Vince told the talent about what happened and blah, blah, blah. And Dave reported that Seth Rollins gave a, quote, rah-rah speech to the people about social media and how to stay off of it and stuff like that. But Seth Rollins disputed that claim. My boy Wade Keller has looked into it. He said that Seth didn't speak on it. So Dave Meltzer retracted his statement. He apologized. So there you go.
I did hear something about meetings being held backstage or whatever. And we actually got a DM about backstage that came in from that Copenhagen guy. We're going to get to them when we talk about the fan mail segment. But After the Bell, Episode 2, Corey Graves' WWE Podcast. Brandon, have you listened to the second one? Of
course I didn't.
Why not?
I got more important things to do. I got to listen to my fantasy football podcasts.
Well, I listened because I'm a good podcast listener. Right? I support the WWE Endeavor partnership. Corey went on a tangent about the Saudi Arabia stuff. Go listen to it. He had Tyson Fury on. I'm not gonna lie, I skipped the whole Tyson Fury convo. Wasn't really into it. Cesaro was on. Always delightful to hear Cesaro. Very likable human being. And who else? Adam Cole was on there, and we talked about the differences from doing a tape show to a WWE live show on the USA Network. He talked about wrestling Daniel Bryan, talked about all the things that went into it, getting to SmackDown and Raw. Very, very, very interesting listen. You really should go check it out. And moving on to Inside of the Ring, Chris Jericho, the Painmaker, returns to New Japan as he takes on Hiroshi Tanahashi, Wrestle Kingdom 14, January 5th. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Jericho faced off against Okada at Dominion. Tanahashi made the save after Jericho was beating down Okada post-match. So this kind of set the match up a few months ago. They're going back to it. Second night of the 2-night Wrestle Kingdom, going to be fantastic. And the champ will be crowned with the IC and the Heavyweight Championship both on the line on that second day.
Hypothetically, could we see Chris Jericho versus Tanahashi for the AEW World Title?
I doubt it.
Oh, okay. I mean, we're going to get into that when we talk about AEW a little bit later. New Japan is coming to San Jose this weekend. Brandon, you will be at the show. Tell us all about it.
I mean, it's a New Japan show. It's not a whole lot of, high-profile singles matches, but a lot of tag team matches will be taking place. The main event is Okada and Will Ospreay taking on Ibushi and Amazing Red, so that should be a whole lot of fun. There is a U.S. Championship on the line with Lance Archer taking on, I am blanking on his name, but should be fun. Not like the Cow Palace show that happened last year, but it will be eventful.
It shall be eventful. Brandon and I will be making our way to San Jose tomorrow to interview an NJPW talent. Not going to tell you who it is, but it's always nice to have this guy on the show. All right, we're going to move on. This day in wrestling, there was a Raw on this day in 2005. This was the Raw where Kurt Angle finally had enough of the "you suck it" chants, and there's just that video of him walking down the ramp and him covering his ears and screaming and throwing a fit. That's always fun. SmackDown Live 2017. This was the night that in Manchester, England, AJ Styles ended the legendary WWE Championship reign of the modern-day Maharaja Jinder Mahal and became a two-time WWE Champion, going on to have a year-long reign with the title. Joey Ryan is 40 years old today, the King of Dong Style, the Big 4-0. Shout out Joey. And today would have been King Kong Bundy's birthday. He would have been 64. R.I.P. to one of the best big men that has ever done it, King Kong Bundy. We got fan mail, ladies and gentlemen. If it will load. Here we go. Dan. Wyatt won the title in Saudi Arabia because he carries a severed head to the ring. Okay.
That is a possibility.
I'm not gonna disagree with that one. Robert Walker. Hunter called upon his band of bandits and they delivered. Cole versus Bryan was absolutely delightful. Need more of that. Hey man, you're absolutely right. Jack of all trades. I've been watching this product for a long time, and Adam Cole is, as Philip would say, an effing star. He exudes charisma. And Billy Graham said that this guy needs steroids. Like, dude, this isn't 1969, dude. Nobody's
Billy Graham thinks everyone needs steroids.
That's very true. We're not roiding up, man. We're all natural out in these streets. You feel me, cuh? Hootie Who 420.
Hootie Who.
Cody's promo from last night was absolutely bonkers. It was great. It was great. Oh my God, Jesus! It was great. And the love and feel of it was great. I love the feel and style of his promos, just like his pops. Cody, he doesn't evoke emotion like his father used to out of the promos. All right, and then we have a Twitter DM. If the Twitter machine would load. Where are we? Let me go to the Bulletcast account. Sorry for the delay, people. All right, Copenhagen Smith. Hey guys, why do wrestlers tell fans not to worry about what happens behind the scenes and just enjoy the show? And then we don't enjoy the show, and they say why? And then they say we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Brandon, any thoughts on that?
Could you repeat the second half just one more time?
Okay, so he says, then we don't enjoy the show, and they say we don't know what's going on behind the scenes.
I mean, it's just kind of this day and age of social media where the dog, calm your tits, okay? Jeez. Anyways, I think it's just kind of this day and age of social media and stuff where just, maybe that the what Vince was talking about, that maybe they should just kind of keep off of social media, but I mean, it is what it is. This evolution of the relationship between the fan and the wrestler is much different than it used to be.
It is, man. It really is. Everybody thinks they know everything that's going on behind the scenes, and that's not the case. We don't know what's going on. We like to speculate. We like to, gossip and all that other stuff. But we don't know what's going on, guys. We really don't. We don't. But yeah, we're gonna move on. We're gonna talk about Monday Night Raw. The NXT Championship was on the line as Seth Rollins successfully defeated Adam Cole via disqualification for the NXT Championship. The promo that Triple H and Seth Rollins had of the ring was very good. Hunter, he's a great storyteller. We know this. His promos with Seth are always intense. And, he basically said, Seth, you know how this goes. You're either with me or against me. You used to be in NXT. You were the first champ. And then Seth Rollins says, if we're going to do this, if you want me on NXT, I need to be the champion. So then he asked for this match. And it was what'd you think of the match before the DQ happened?
I mean, the match was good. It probably wasn't as good as the Daniel Bryan Adam Cole match. But, I mean, it was fine. I kind of expected something to happen. Because Seth Rollins, as much as I like Daniel Bryan, he's kind of a step above D-Bryce, so he probably wasn't going to lose clean, especially what after happened at Blood Money, so I kind of saw it coming.
Yep, the Undisputed Era comes out, and then basically the whole NXT roster comes out, and then the Raw roster comes out, and it was just havoc everywhere. Ricochet did a shooting star press onto everybody. Peyton Royce took to Twitter and said, you probably could have done another flipper corkscrew in there. Lazy day. I thought that was funny. And then bask in his glory, Keith Lee just takes out everybody with a tope con hilo over the top. Yeezer?
Yeah, I mean, it was fine. The Seth Rollins character is just, I don't even know what to call it right now. It's just people don't really care. He seems like he's kind of trying to be a babyface, but then he doesn't want to be like too rah-rah because that's like what kind of got him in trouble in the first place. So I just think the Seth Rollins character, I mean, I don't even know if turning heel at this point will do anything, but it's like we've talked about in the past. If he turns heel, where do you turn to for that other top babyface? It's just the depth chart on the Raw roster is not looking so hot right now for top tier babyfaces.
It's not looking so hot, man. It's really not. I don't know what you're gonna do. Really don't. Yeah, we're gonna move on from that though. We really are. Brock Lesnar wrecks havoc on Monday Night Raw. He's looking for Rey Mysterio. You know, he's assaulting people in the back. Dio Madden, commentator on Monday Night Raw, got assaulted by Brock, got put through a table. He was gone for the rest of the show. Brock's just wrecking havoc. And then Rey Mysterio tames the Beast. This is the best Rey's looked in a very long time. You know, I just realized both of these guys are in their 40s, and I care about this. I really care about this. You know, Brock's selling his ass off. Whenever Brock Lesnar gets to work with a little guy, especially now, it's always good because he works more. There's a work rate with Lesnar when he works a smaller guy, and it's always good. It never disappoints. Balor, Styles. I'm not going to throw Rollins in there just quite yet. I'll throw Rollins in there from a couple years ago. We'll leave it at that. But you get my point, ladies and gentlemen. And so it is set for Survivor Series. Rey Mysterio has an opportunity to win the WWE Championship yet again. The last time Rey Mysterio won the WWE title, he only held it for an hour. That was back on a Raw in 2011. So, this is an early shot. But do you think some mishap happens? Could Rey Mysterio become WWE Champion in 2019?
No. Mainly because they have not booked Rey Mysterio that well. I've said this, I feel like all the time when we see Rey Mysterio, especially those matches with like Andrade or Sin Cara or whatever, and it's like he would just lose and he was just another guy. But Rey Mysterio is quite arguably like the most popular, most famous luchador, definitely in American history, maybe of all time. And it's like he should be portrayed as this living legend, one of the all-time greats, but that's just not how he's portrayed. He was like a 7th-round draft pick or whatever, and now they are doing a good job. I thought the angle with Ray and the promo he cut afterwards was very passionate, and it was fantastic. But I'm just saying, like, it could have meant so much more if they put in the effort, 6 months ago or even a couple months ago to build up Rey Mysterio as like something special, which he is.
I don't know, man. Survivor Series is going to be in Chicago, right? Yeah. And look, when we were at Chase Center for Raw, the crowd was hot for Rey when he won that Fatal 5-Way. Dude, I'm telling you, man. In Chicago, Rey Mysterio upsetting Brock Lesnar, winning the WWE title, massive pop. I can hear it right now. Just Brock always gets the title back eventually. Dude, He can win it. Hell, Brock can take it back at Royal Rumble or something, dude. I don't know. Let's just have a shock and awe real quick. I'm all for it.
I appreciate you getting excited about this, but it's not going to happen.
I'm trying to get excited for it, man. Like, I've been up for the last God knows how many hours. I'm drained. I'm washed. But I'm trying to get excited for the people. I'm trying to give them that amazing audio quality. And we're going to move on. Charlie Caruso, the virtuous Charlie Caruso, kind of a star of Total Divas if you watch on a regular basis. She's interviewing the man, Becky Lynch, the Raw Women's Champion, and Charlie steps aside because Shayna Baszler sits in the chair. And oh, good God. I've kind of been off of Becky Lynch for the past couple months. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's just I haven't really felt it. You know what? I don't want to see this triple threat, man. I want to see Shayna Baszler and Becky Lynch. That one-on-one, absolutely fire. Hell, give it to me at the Takeover the night before. If I can't get it at Survivor Series, give it to me at the Takeover the night before.
Well, I very much enjoyed the face-off. I thought it was probably the best thing of the entire show. I mean, as you said, Becky Lynch kind of hasn't been super hot recently, but I thought this kind of went back to what happened just a year ago. That Go Home episode before Survivor Series, that really kind of embodied Becky Lynch. I thought she carried herself fantastic, and I loved it. But then also, on the other hand, it's leading into a triple threat, and it was just like, geez, I wish this could have been like the main event of WrestleMania, and they just, fill this out. Shayna Baszler wins the Royal Rumble, and they just are building to this match at WrestleMania, and then who knows, maybe Ronda Rousey comes out the night after or something, but I mean, I very much enjoyed it, but then also kind of had to come back down to earth and remember, oh yeah, it's a triple threat match, and we're probably going to get some sort of shenanigans.
Dude, can we get a worked injury with Bayley, and can we just get the singles match at Survivor Series, dude? I'm telling you, man. Like, the story's there. The story is there. Becky sent Shayna's friend home packing. Shayna can come back and say, I'm holding a title that you never held because you weren't good enough. You were being outshined by your 3 other friends in this quote-unquote woman's revolution that you guys think you pioneered. Like, the story's built. It's right there.
And this is the problem with Survivor Series, where you're forced to have these champion versus champion matches. And yet, if you just held off on those and you made them wait until WrestleMania, it could have meant so much more.
God, I need to book the damn territory, man. Oh, my God. They've listened to us before, whether we believe it or not. I don't know. But if somebody in Stanford is listening to this, please, for the love of God, Baszler, Lynch, one-on-one, give them 20 minutes. Let them blow the roof off the damn place. That's all I'm saying. Let them blow the roof off the Allstate Arena. That's all I'm saying. We're going to move on. Natalya and Charlotte Flair defeat the Kabuki Warriors. I don't think I mentioned this last week, but it's nice to see Natty got that spot to shine at Crown Jewel instead of like the 4 Horsewomen. Because, Natty always kind of gets like shoved off to the side, even though she's been with the company for like 15 years. Always nice to see Natty get a little shine. Anyway, yeah, the Kabuki Warriors, they take a big L. Nice code breaker that Asuka hit on Natty while she was applying the sharpshooter to Kairi Sane. I do like how they didn't use the green mist in this one. I think that should really only be saved for Shock and Awe. Don't do it every match. Don't do it every segment. Save it, Or if they can start incorporating those different mists like I talked about a couple weeks ago, that'd be really cool.
Well, last week when I put over the Kabuki Warriors so well, I thought they had a great segment with Paige, had a great match at NXT. Of course, they come out the next week and they lose to the makeshift tag team of Natalya and Charlotte Flair. And Charlotte Flair, I just feel like her character is like a complete mess. I mean, it was just like, wasn't it like a few weeks ago she like turned for the umpteenth thousandth time against Becky Lynch, and now she's back here teaming with Natalya, and they're like not best friends, but she's on the babyface side. And then this match is probably going to go nowhere. I mean, maybe they're going to have a tag team match, but I think they're not going to want to have Charlotte Flair, quote-unquote, downgraded to the tag team division.
Well, you know what? Charlotte Flair in the title picture wouldn't be such a drag if they hadn't had done it so much. She's been on the main roster, 4 years, and has racked up 10 titles? Guys, come on. Come on. She should have just, her and Sasha should not have hot potatoed it back and forth all those years ago. Charlotte should have just had one long reign, and she would be at maybe 4 or 5 titles instead of 10. You know what I mean?
God forbid you have women feuds that don't have all the titles.
I know, right? Can we get back to, what was it, Carmella and Nikki Bella in 2016? Feud didn't involve a title. I enjoyed it. I really did. Thought it was great. That was amazing. Yes. Where else was I going with this? I don't know. I think that was all that I had for it. Oh wait, no. Kairi Sane got rid of that pirate gimmick. Thank God. Love Kairi Sane. That insane elbow was absolutely amazing. Did not understand the pirate gimmick at all. Didn't get it. Didn't like it. Thought it was corny as hell.
Yet she still has pirate music.
Dude, she needs to get some badass instrumental or something.
They should just come out to Asuka's music.
They really should. I don't even know the words, but it's great. Something like that. I don't know. All right, the OC, the original, the only club that matters. They defeat Humberto Carrillo and the Street Profits because they bring the swag like nobody can. Get your red cups in the air. Brandon, is your red cup in the air?
Always.
What you got in the cup? Little cognac, little bubbly.
As the private party says, this ain't water.
Oh, got a little tequila, got a little vodka in it. I feel you. What'd you think of the match, man?
I mean, the match was fine. Humberto is. I enjoyed him. I think he has some upside, but it's like he loses every single match. I mean, besides the Battle Royal at Blood Money, he just is the guy who loses to the quote unquote stars.
That's the point, man. He has a really good match, but he comes up short. Because when he gets that win, we're going to be like, oh, snap. Long-term booking here, guys. Long-term booking. Let's see it. We get Buddy effing Murphy defeating Cedric Alexander. I love Cedric, Black Power ranking all day, every day. But look, man, Buddy Murphy's a star. And he got the win. This match was good. They got a solid time. Shout out BM. I got my daily dose of BM on Monday night, and I was very happy.
I mean, the match was fine, but there was no build-up. There was no reasoning for it. It was just a 7-minute match to fill time.
Hey, man, it's like WCW. Cruiserweights matches didn't really have story. Just go out there and be athletic. That's basically what happens, and it was great. It was fine.
I don't know if I'd say great.
It was good, damn it. It was damn good. There we go.
Sure.
All right. Rusev defeats Drew McIntyre. I think there was a disqualification in there somewhere. Bobby Lashley, he was out there on crutches with Lana. He said he had a groin tear because he was, performing some acts. I don't know what acts he was performing, but let's just say Bobby Lashley got that cookie till that cookie got. Okay? And then, so this match happens with Drew McIntyre, and Lashley comes out there. Apparently, the groin tear wasn't as serious as we thought, I'm glad that he can still be able to perform what he needs to perform. And then Randy Orton comes out there and hits an RKO, and yeah. Brennan, thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand why they kind of played it up that it's like, Team Hogan or Team Flair together, so that's why that's why this whole little faction thingy is together, but it's like Drew McIntyre was just hanging out backstage waiting for his cue for him to come and beat up Rusev. It didn't really make a whole lot of sense. It doesn't put McIntyre over as a badass. No,
it doesn't, man. Really doesn't, and I'm not...
It's like, what has McIntyre done, over the summer? He's just kind of been someone's lackey.
He was Shane McMahon's sidekick, He used to really be Dolph's sidekick, and, he's lost, and it's just, no, dude.
And now he's Lashley's sidekick.
This guy is the Scottish Terminator. He's a badass. Go look at what he did on the Indies, man. Go look. I mean, he's kind of the Triple H story in a way. Triple H was this pompous, arrogant, rich guy, so to speak, when he was Jean-Paul Levesque and Hunter Hearst Helmsley. Then he became a badass and became Triple H. Drew McIntyre went off on the Indies, TNA, became Drew Galloway, became an absolute badass, was main eventing every place he went, and then he came to NXT, still looks like a badass, still looks like a badass today. This guy should be in the WWE Championship picture. What are we doing? Come on, guys. Come on, man. I'm disappointed. I really am. Give me what I want. I want Drew McIntyre in the WWE title pick. Could you imagine? Rey Mysterio beats Brock Lesnar? The feel-good moment. We get to, what's the December pay-per-view, TLC? And we build Drew McIntyre up for a couple weeks. He wins a qualifying match or something, and one Claymore kicks the ever-living ish out of Rey Mysterio. Right, square dab right in the forehead. 1, 2, 3. Ends the feel-good moment. Ends the dry spell in between championship runs. And he becomes a WWE champion? Come on, man. You can't write it no better. You can't.
Well, it looks like you have an idea for your storyline in WWE 2K20, because that ain't not going to happen in real life.
It's not going to happen on 2K20. That game is still awful. You know what? I'm going to return that hoe and just grab 19 again, man. Be honest with you. All right, enough WWE talk. We got to talk All Elite Wrestling Dynamite. The recap, here we go. Pac, yes, the former Neville, Pac defeats Trent Beretta. Now he's just Trent, apparently. Okay. Thoughts, comments, concerns, questions?
The match was good. I don't know why Pac, who's, that upper tier singles guy, is going 15 minutes with Trent, who's, he's a good wrestler. I really enjoyed his singles stuff in New Japan, but he hasn't really been, he's a comedy act, and he's a good comedy act, but I just felt as though Pac should have, taken care of him in 10 minutes or under. And the finish didn't help much when the referee just did, I don't even know what the hell he was doing.
Oh, and he just stopped counting. Oh, go watch it on WrestleBotch on Instagram. Oh, that's a good that's a good clip. Gotta watch it a couple times. You'll just be like, Jesus Christ, come on, AEW. Don't turn into WWE on us. You know what I mean? Yeah, I've never been a fan of Trent Beretta. Like, I forgot this guy used to be in WWE. And it's just no, you know.
I enjoy Trent a lot.
I don't know. I don't. It's probably because I have an uncle named Trent, and he's kind of a jackwagon. All right, we're gonna move on. We're gonna talk about Cody Rhodes firing me the hell up with this promo. Cody comes out there and he's in the ring with Tony Schiavone, and man, this promo was excellent, man. He talks about how his entire lot of peers. He talks about how Chris Jericho called him a millennial biatch, and just he called Jericho an old man or whatever. But the biggest thing was that if Cody Rhodes does not win this Saturday at Full Gear, he can never contest for the AEW World Title ever again. So it's basically a now or never. And plus, he addressed him being in management and being a wrestler. We talked about Bill Watts, talked about his father being a management and a wrestler. So I thought that was really cool too. But I got fired up, man. I really did. I got fired up for this.
This promo was definitely, I think, the highlight of the show. I kept banging on the drum saying we need more character development, we need more promos, we need more, WWE type stuff. Not even WWE type stuff, just, wrestling stuff. Because wrestling, I think, is, built on the foundation of promos. And we got multiple promos on the show yesterday. And I thought both of them were fantastic.
Absolutely. So, we're going to really get into depth with Cody and Jericho when we do the predictions for Full Gear. Private Party, they pop out at your party. Yes, they go on to defeat the Dark Order, and they become the number one contenders for the AEW Tag Team titles. They face SCU in a couple days at Full Gear in Baltimore, Maryland. Thoughts?
It was a okay tag team match. I think it does show something that the Dark Order lost here. They were kind of not the big signing, but they came in at double or nothing. They got the push, they got the buy, they did all that stuff, and then now they're not even challenging for the championship. So I think they need to hit the reset button and do some building with the Dark Order.
Dude, I had no idea who those guys were at Double or Nothing. I'm like, who are these fools? Yeah. All right. Brandon, you can take this one.
Oh, why? Because you don't want to embarrass yourself?
I'm just trying to give you a little bit more to do on the pod, man. That's all.
Oh, so we have a women's tag team match to set up the women's title match at Full Gear. And we have Emi Sakura and Jamie Hayter taking on Riho and Shauna. And Sakura gets the pin on Riho to set up that women's title match because Sakura was under 500 and, give her the win to show that she can pin Riho.
Absolutely. It was fine. Just a TV match, nothing to see. Before we get into the other matches, what'd you think of Brandy's promo on AEW?
I thought it was interesting. They definitely put a lot of money behind these promos with the production value. I'm hoping that this means she's just going to be like Kong's, handler or her manager or whatever you want to call her. Having Brandy just kind of be a manager is fine. If she's going to be a wrestler, hopefully she's not, built up as a serious threat. But I am enjoying, the 2-week promos that we've had from Brandy thus far.
So am I. I'm interested to see where she's gonna go. She talks about how she's only here because of her husband, and she talked about how she knows dreams and she knows nightmares and all that other. I thought it was very interesting. I'm interested to see where Brandy's gonna go, and her being a threat could possibly be a good thing. Because she has Kong in her corner. I'm fine with seeing a lot of that stuff play out. All right, we have the chairman, Shawn Spears, defeat Brandon Cutler. Not a big Cutler guy, I'm not going to lie to you.
I enjoyed the match for what it was. I thought it was good to build up Shawn Spears. You thought he was going to be a little bit more than this going into Dynamite, but he's kind of faltered a little bit after losing to Cody. Brandon Cutler, I think he's right in the he's in the right position. He's kind of a job guy. He's kind of the lovable loser. He's going to go out there, lose 90% of his matches, but then he can get like that one win against, MJF or somebody, and it'll be a big deal.
Dude, what they need to do is introduce a male singles title, like a TV title. I think, build Spears up with that. I think that'd be nice.
I think AEW doesn't want to be like WWE and just have too many titles.
No, I mean, that's not too many. That's not. They have.
I know, but you give one more, then you add another, and then next thing you know, you got 20 titles.
Dude, look, if I'm running a promotion, I have 4 titles: a male heavyweight title, the woman's world title, a tag title, and then a male single title, and that's it, bruh. That's all you need. All you need is 4 championships. You don't need to go crazy.
I think they've introduced enough titles right now that you can kind of wait for a month or two.
Maybe
and then
2020. Maybe 2020.
Yeah, have it 2020. Have that be like maybe not another tournament, but you can do something like a round robin type thing, or like a G1 where you try to accumulate points to get a shot at the title.
That would be nice. All right, the Inner Circle, Chris Jericho, the Le Champion of All Elite Wrestling, and Sammy Guevara defeat Hangman Adam Page and the Best Bout Machine, Kenny Omega. That Judas effect is really coming into hand, man.
Yeah, I mean, the match was good, and we're not even going to talk about that fantastic promo by Jericho. I mean,
I forgot. I'm not going to lie to you.
It was wonderful. That thing was fantastic. I mean, it was just the perfect tone. I mean, it was funny. It was, eye-rolling. Put over Jericho. It was great. Shut up, Virgil.
Yes,
or
Virgil.
Whatever his name was.
Virgil was in that. He's all about the meat sauce and F money, baby. I can't say it on the air, but if you've been following Virgil for the last couple years, you understand. Alright, so we're going to move on to, after that, everybody brawls. Cody comes out there, hits the kick to the gut and drop down uppercut onto Sammy Guevara. The Inner Circle's brawling with everybody. Young Bucks come out. John Moxley comes out. Him and Omega brawl for a little bit. And, Cody hits a crossroads on Jericho. And it's all happening, man.
Yeah, it was a cluster. It was enjoyable. The match ended like 5 minutes before the show went off, before the end of the hour. So I was like, oh, something's going to happen. So we got the big old giant brawl. Very reminiscent of, Attitude Era type, where they just have everybody brawling. And I think Jim Ross, this is kind of where he shines. Just him kind of plugging the pay-per-view over and over and over again in this chaotic environment. So I thought JR really shined here at the end.
Yes, as Rihanna would say, JR shined bright like a diamond. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, All Elite Wrestling Full Gear is this Saturday. I will not be in attendance for the New Japan show in San Jose. I will be at home watching Full Gear. Bleacher Report, that's where you can find this. It's about $60. They're asking people to part with their money. I know people have been kind of complaining about it, but until they get a streaming service like WWE, this is what we got to deal with, ladies and gentlemen. And don't do the illegal streams, the guy, put some money in the boys' pockets. Come on, guys. Let's have legal streams here. Just pay for it. Just pay for it.
Have a party, have like all your friends come over, y'all pitch in $5 and there you go.
Exactly, that's easy. That's easy money. You make it back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Britt Baker versus B. Priestley. This is on the buy-in pre-show.
First of all, Philip, is the Bulletcast title on the line, or are you going to hoard it once again?
Whoa. I had preset title defenses at the beginning of this year, okay? I had preset title defenses. If you were the champ, they would stay the same, bro. Are you lost without the Bulletcast title? Hello? Brandon? Just not going to answer me?
No, I'm not, because I'm very angry at you right now.
What are you angry about, man? Look.
Full Gear wasn't a thing before you did your whole little list. So, you could have came back and, done some additions to it.
You really want this championship, don't you?
I'm just going to probably swing and miss like Charlie Brown on the football.
You know what? I believe in AEW. I believe what they're doing. Let me get my notepad out, ladies and gentlemen. The Bulletcast title is on the line this Saturday for Full Gear. there probably won't be a recap show, I'm going to be honest with you. I probably just won't feel like doing that. But yeah, let me just let me get on my notepad here. AEW Full Gear. All right, so the buy-in: Britt Baker, B. Priestley. Who do you have, Brandon?
I will go with B. Priestley. I know Britt Baker might be one of the top stars for the women's division, but I think Riho, I'm kind of showing my cards here, I think Riho will retain. And I think B. Priestley, along with Kong, could be a good opponent for the undersized Riho going forward.
Okay. And you said you picked Riho, right? You just threw that out there already?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to go Dr. Britt Baker. You know, at the time AEW started, she was the quote-unquote biggest signing. And, I think she can, because we haven't really seen her wrestle a lot. So, she can pick up a win. I think that's fine. And then moving on with this, I do think Riho will retain Emi Sakura, I hope I said that right, Jesus Christ. I haven't seen really much of her to really believe that. I mean, she is bigger than Riho, but, Riho, she's been the underdog, and anything can happen with her. So, yeah, I'm going to pick Riho. All right. Santana and Ortiz, a couple members from the Inner Circle, they are going up against the Young Bucks. Will the Super Kick Party run wild in Baltimore, or will the Inner Circle have a field day with a couple EVPs of All Elite Wrestling? Brennan, who you got?
This one's kind of hard to predict because the Young Bucks, I think they're super underpushed. They haven't been winning a lot of their matches. Santana and Ortiz, they're new. You might want to put them over. I mean, you got a babyface team in SCU holding the title, so maybe you give the wins to Santana and Ortiz. I will go with the Young Bucks to win.
Okay, I see you. So you got the Young Bucks. I'm going Santana and Ortiz.
Okay.
And Ortiz, write that down. Alright. What do we have on here next? The AEW Tag Team Championships, SCU. They are going up against... Why is Lucha Bros on here? Is that actually happening? Did I mess this up?
You did not mess it up, but apparently you messed up by thinking you did mess it up.
Oh. So, SCU versus Lucha Bros versus Private Party?
I will go with SCU to retain. They just won the titles. I think you want to have something going on with an actual storyline if you're going to get the titles off them that quickly. And if one of these teams were to win, why didn't they just win at the tournament? So I'll go with SCU.
I'm an SCU guy because I think Scorpio Sky is an effing star. That's said and done. All right, this isn't officially on the show, but in case it does get on there, Shawn Spears versus Joey Janela. I think Joey Janela goes over if it does happen.
And then I will go with Shawn Spears, the chairman.
Wow.
To get the victory.
Okay.
Maybe Tully Blanchard, pulls a little something with the referee, hits a chair shot to Joey. Boom. Shawn with the win.
All right, moving on. We have Pac versus Adam Hangman Page. This would be actually the third time these guys face each other overall. Second time in AEW. Hangman's been losing a lot lately, and he said he was going to do some real cowboy-ish at Full Gear. I think Hangman Page takes the win.
I will go with Pac to get the win here. I think they're kind of teasing something, dissension with Hangman Page, or maybe a heel turn or something. I think he'll try to do some cowboy-ish. It might backfire, and I'll go with Pac for the victory.
Okay. I see you. All right, we also have the best bout machine, Kenny Omega, versus the unhinged Jon Moxley. In a lights-out match, this match won't count against any records, but I have Moxley going over, man. I do.
I think I'll go with Moxley as well. Not saying that they're not putting anything in Kenny Omega, but it's like he's Kenny, he's good, he's the best bout machine, and I think Moxley right now has more going for him, and it is, a lights out match, so you can say it's in his element. So I will go with Moxley as well.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, and the main event, it is the All Elite Wrestling World Heavyweight Championship, 60-minute time limit. If it comes to a draw, there will be judges, and if Cody Rhodes loses, he can never challenge for the title again. The Painmaker, the Alpha, the Champion, Chris Jericho, goes one-on-one with the American Nightmare EVP Cody Rhodes. I told you, I never bet against Rhodes. Never bet against the American Nightmare. Cody's my guy, he has been for a long time. I'm sorry, Chris. I know we had a little bit of the bubbly together, but I gotta pick Cody Rhodes.
I'm very excited for this match. I mean, as it first was announced, like, okay, it's fine, but I think they've really done a fantastic job building up this feud. I'm definitely going to be hoping Cody wins because I've told that great story and I'm invested, but I think Chris Jericho will pull out the victory, maybe some sort of DQ or something going on to where Cody has an out, but I think, the idea would have been for Kenny to be the person to unseat Jericho, but I think right now Cody might be that person that unseats Jericho. Not right now, but later on down the line.
We shall see. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Superstar Spotlight, who do you got? It's Adam Cole, baby! It has to be. I mean, look at the matches he's had this past couple days, man. I haven't seen NXT, but I know the OC invaded, so I'm gonna have to tune into that and find out what's going on there. Adam Cole, he's been a star for quite a while. I mean, PWG champion, 3-time Ring of Honor champ, first time 3-time Ring of Honor champion. So NXT champ, the guy's done it, man. The first ever NXT North American champion.
I've known that Adam Cole is really good for a long time as someone who watches every single episode of NXT, so this span of matches didn't really surprise me. But
I've known he's been good. I've been watching Adam Cole for a couple years now, quite a while actually. But I'm just saying,
And he's a ghost. I mean, he's doing all these things as a ghost. Very, very spectacular.
I know. And plus, he appeared on Dynamite a couple weeks ago too, while he was on NXT, pulling his Rick Rude. I feel it, man. So, Brandon, who do you got?
I will go with the AEW. I will go with Cody. I thought the promo he cut, fantastic. Just straight passion, something that is missing, I think, in WWE, like that true, you can feel it, passion. I think Becky kind of gets it sometimes, and I think Seth tries to evoke it, but he kind of just comes across as phony. I thought Cody did a fantastic job on Dynamite yesterday.
Absolutely, and Cody Rhodes, you felt that promo. Those are the promos that make me believe, oh my God, I can overcome this stuff. He talked about how for 14 years he went from being undesirable to undeniable. He just makes you believe, man. I'm very excited for it. I really am. All right, the promo pick of the week, Brandon, take it away.
For the promo pick, we're going to go to the land of the rising sun. We're going to go to New Japan. They had their Power Struggle show on Sunday, and they're setting up matches for Wrestle Kingdom, and Will Ospreay beat Bushi after literally sucking the mist out of his mouth. If you haven't seen it, go and check it out. Very interesting spot there. But we get the return of the Time Bomb Hiromu Takahashi. It's been 16 months since he fell on his neck, and he broke his neck in the Cow Palace against Dragon Lee. He is back. He cuts a promo saying that he's going to come back and beat Will Ospreay at Wrestle Kingdom. And it is on New Japan. It has on YouTube, on New Japan's channel. It has, subtitles. So you don't have to wonder what they're saying. Absolutely fantastic moment. If you can find the full set, the full scene where he comes back with Daryl and his new red cat. Yes, he comes out with stuffed animals. It's fantastic. Hiromu's great. If you don't know who Hiromu Takahashi is, definitely recommend you check out some of his stuff.
Yeah, when you sent me this, I'm like, who the hell is Hiromu? All right, and then when he bent down in the promo when he was like doing the crab walk, I'm like, oh, this is the dude that broke his neck in the Cow Palace, because similar situation, similar position. Anyway, yeah, that Cow Palace match he had with Dragon Lee, fell asleep during it. Not gonna lie to you. And the whole thing Will Ospreay said at the grandest stage of them all, Wrestle Kingdom. Sorry, buddy. The grandest stage of them all is WrestleMania. You got the wrong letter after the W. I feel you. But it was fine. It didn't really do anything for me. I mean, the guy comes out with stuffed animals. What can you really expect? Brandon?
But yet, when Edge comes back from his broken neck, you're out here crying and stuff. But it's okay. It's whatever.
Edge won world championships. Call me when this guy wins an actual world title.
I think, Hiromu Takahashi has had multiple matches better than whatever Edge's best match is. But that's just me.
Wow. Are you trying to get his heat with Edge?
I mean, he is Canadian.
Oh my God! Here we go. Here we go again.
I mean, if you were actually awake during the match, you would have noticed that Dragon Lee Hiromu match was probably the best match of the show.
Oh no, Cody had the best match of the show. You kidding me? There were ladders and tables. I'm like, oh snap! It would have been better if he won, but that Gato guy doesn't know how to book a promotion. Just saying. Just throwing it out there. All right, we're gonna move on to the closing match pick of the week. Tessa Blanchard, the Diamond in the Rough. She went on to face Gail Kim, Impact Wrestling Rebellion, April 28th, 2019. Earlier this year, Gail Kim comes out of retirement to face Tessa Blanchard. What a match, man.
Yeah, I mean, Gail Kim, one of the best women of all time. Maybe a little bit underrated. Tessa Blanchard, we've kind of been talking about. She's kind of been positioned to be the top dog in Impact, and this was kind of the beginning of it. So, go and check the match out.
Dude, she's only 24. Like, what? I thought she was, like, in her 30s, but I found out she's 24. I'm like, oh my God. Like, she hasn't even peaked yet. She hasn't even hit her prime. Like, oh God. Could you imagine by the time she's 30? It's going to be phenomenal, dude. Plus, like, I feel like I've wasted my life. I'm 23, and you have all these people like MJF and Jungle Boy and that Charlie kid I interviewed a couple weeks ago. All these young people just doing all these big things. I feel like I've wasted my life, Brandon.
Well, I'm 25, which means she's younger than me, so just think how I feel.
True. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for the Bulletcast. Follow us on Twitter at Bulletcast, Instagram, The Bulletcast, YouTube channel, The Bulletcast. Email is bulletcast2 is in the number 2, sweet, SWET @gmail.com. We're on every Friday night from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m., 99.9 FM, KW in Watsonville, iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, SoundCloud, Patreon. Ladies and gentlemen, AEW Full Gear this Saturday. I put the Bulletcast title on the line. I've been champion for quite a while. Don't even remember when I won it. That's how long I've been the champ. It is going to be a great card. You don't want to miss it. If you're in the Bay Area, go to the NJPW show in San Jose. You're not going to want to miss that. And NXT is coming to us next month. We have a lot of wrestling going down in the Bay Area. We're going to talk about Game Recognized Game for APW next week as we head off to that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the Canadian Destroyer and the Podfather are signing off.
Red alert, this is gonna nerd. When your face is in the dirt, you'll know your death is what I see.
This has been the Bulletcast. Thank you for listening.